As always, Masha tells you stories and welcomes you to the 5th episode of the podcast, Film Grazie Artists, or just Film, if shortly. Here are shared tales that inspire and reveal unique experiences of creators, makers, and lovers of all kinds. I hope you find this program interesting and encouraging whatever you do. Practice art or enjoy living and learning about other people's creativity, backgrounds, and inner voice that give them a chance to feel fulfilled, realized, and heard. The inner voice, or what people might also call internal monologue, is an important tool for shaping our perceptions, decisions, and feelings. It also influences our well-being and how we perceive ourselves. The inner voice plays a key role in self-reflection, planning, and solving various tasks, although it can lead to many negative thought loops and self-criticism. Understanding and managing your inner voice constructively can significantly improve your emotional and mental condition and help in realizing a plan for vacations, fueling creativity, or guiding art projects. Most people have their inner voice, but not everyone feels it in the same way. Recent research conducted in the Inner Speech Research Lab at Mount Royal University in Calgary shows that the presence and frequency of inner speech can vary greatly. Some individuals have a nearly constant internal language, while others rarely experience self-talk at all. I feel like now we are to take a deep breath and think if we have or not our inner voice. Do we ask ourselves questions while planning and choosing the right option by applying the right colors on paper? Do we interrogate ourselves while walking in a fresh spring breeze, sensing sharply the shades of light blue in the sky and amber in the ground? Do we hold in our mind a fragment of a poem or a song that brings sweet memories, a smile and a feeling of comfort? Do we talk to ourselves? Psychologists believe that the inner speech is vital to helping us manage mental tasks. It supports things like self-control, memory, and switching between several options. Some experts suggest that not having an inner voice might affect these abilities and influence how we experience our sense of self, though this isn't certain. Our inner voice influences how we interpret events, react to situations, and make choices. Often, individuals busy with creative practice harness their impulsive behavior in a powerful creative force, allowing instincts and emotions to enter their room and let raw energy lead the process. They wait for a spark and use it. They make spontaneous decisions and break conventions. They take risks, confront taboos, or push personal boundaries. They start creating a piece without a certain plan, letting intuition guide the composition, color, and form, creating a piece in abstract impressionism, improvisational music, or performance art, while the result often comes bold, raw, and deeply human. Although the inner voice of an artist is not always a powerful or creative ally, inspiring or motivating, it can also become a source of intense self-criticism. Artists often set high expectations for themselves. The inner voice might start with helpful guidance, but can quickly turn critical. This isn't good enough. Others are doing better. Perfectionism can paralyze creativity or cause constant dissatisfaction. Social media and art communities can amplify comparison. The inner voice might echo doubts like, "You will never be as good as them." This internal narrative can erode confidence and blur an artist's unique voice. Even in solitude, the inner critic imagines an external audience. It might say, "What if people don't understand this? What if they think it's meaningless? What if they don't like it? What if they think wrong about you?" That fear can suppress risk-taking and innovation, resulting in success and satisfaction. The inner voice often draws from past negative expressions, rejection, failed projects, harsh feedback, and replays them. Remember, when that didn't work, you shouldn't try again. Once self-criticism begins, it can loop. The artist revises decisions, hesitates, reworks, sometimes endlessly. But the key thing is that voice can be reframed. With awareness and gentle self-talk, artists can shift from harsh critic to constructive support, learning to soften the inner critic and even transform it into a caring inner companion. Would you like to know how? I'm sure you would. Instead of trying to silence or suppress it, listen with curiosity. Here you are again. What are you trying to protect me from? Often, the critic emerges from fear of failure, rejection, or not being good enough. Recognizing this softens its sharpness. You can give it a character or a name, turning the critic into a separate character and creating emotional distance. Maybe it's a nervous mummy, a fussy client, or anyone annoying, probably due to good intentions. Okay, perfectionist Pygmalion, I hear you, but I know best. It brings you playfulness and removes the sense that you are the critic. Actively cultivate a compassionate inner voice that offers encouragement, not judgment. Let it say, this is a part of the process. You are allowed to explore. Your voice matters. Journaling or voice memos can help you practice this tone. Creating art or anything freely without the need to impress prioritizes the inner self. This lowers the stakes, but when you notice self-criticism creeping in, pause, take a breath, ask, what am I feeling right now? Is this voice helping or hurting? Meditation, slow stitching, and even walking can help you reconnect with your intuitive self. Community of enthusiasts can help you to value your voice, not just technical execution. A thoughtful community that celebrates process is a wonderful option to give support to others and your inner self too. It's important to remember always that inner critical voice wants a straight line to success. But art wins, loops, and stumbles. Every artist, every single one has moments of doubt. You are not alone in that. So, I'm saying this for you and again repeat for myself. However, if we try to find more profound and reliable examples of artists who dealt with complicated relationship with the inner voice, the most bright that comes to my mind is the figure of Louise Bourgeois. Her powerful and deeply human story makes everyone shed a tear and feel inspired. Louise was a French-American sculptor and textile artist known for her emotional-charged psychological work, especially her hunting fiber sculptures and massive spider foam. It seems to me that she always knew about the soothing power of art and psychological potential, stating that art is a guarantee of sanity. But her journey was far from smooth. She struggled with intense self-doubt, emotional turmoil, and that she often described as internal storm. Much of this was rooted in her childhood wounds, particularly around trust, betrayal, and complex relationship in her family. Louise's inner voice, especially in her early life, was fiercely critical and obsessive, replaying memories and pain in loops. It didn't just critique her art, it questioned her worth. But if we observe her life attentively, we can definitely explore that the thing that she did with her inner voice changed everything. She gave her inner voice a form. Rather than avoiding the pain or silencing the critic, she externalized it through making. She stitched, molded, and assembled forms that spoke for what words could not say. Bourgeois' late textile works created from her clothing are a vivid example of this. She turned all garments into totems of memory, into raw confessions, into monuments of self-understanding. Through sculpture and stitching, she invited the critical voice into the conversation, allowing it to speak through the work, not against it. She transformed criticism into ritual. Louise Bourgeois approached making not as a battle, but as a daily routine, a practice of calming, focusing, and reclaiming power. Sewing was her attempt to keep things together, to make things whole again, and her critic was no longer the enemy. It became a signal, something to listen to, interpret, and respond to, through foam, fiber, and thread. She gave the voice an option to guide, but not to control. Louise didn't aim to silence her inner voice, but to guide her toward understanding. She allowed it to deepen her self-awareness and make her work brutally honest and emotionally resonant. In the modern world, the art created by Louise Bourgeois speaks to countless others who carry critical inner voices. It reminds us that the creation can be both a confrontation and a healing, if we are willing to invite the voice to the table, look it in the eye and say, "Okay, I hear you. Now let's make something true." Let the voice speak. Though don't forget to let yourself be heard too. Contemplate, prove, state, be brave and honest. And even if your inner voice sometimes speaks too sharply, know that you are not alone. That voice is not your enemy. It's a part of you that asks to be met with kindness, not control. With time, reflection, and creative practice, it can soften. It can become a companion rather than a critic, a quiet guide rather than a judge. May you continue to find gentle ways to listen, to respond, and to create, not in spite of that voice, but in a way that lovingly includes it into the discussion. And I will be back soon.